Hello everyone, my name is Wojciech Waśniewski and you're listening to the Participation Coaching podcast, where I try to explore effective non-performance coaching. So how do we coach beginner, junior and recreational players? My guest is Paul Aitkens again, but this time we're not talking about the Golf Foundation, but about his coaching, his participation coaching business Enrichment Golf, and how to grow junior membership at golf clubs. Paul is a true participation coach. His specialty is around beginner junior, beginner adult and special needs golf coaching. He's the founder of Enrichment Golf and, as we know from a previous episode, the regional development officer at the Golf Foundation. It's a pretty dense conversation covering a lot of ground. We discuss Paul's coaching background and his coaching priorities. We talk about the business Enrichment Golf and what it's all about. Discuss cashing in on the social side of golf, as well as Paul's junior session structure, the way he groups juniors in a very flexible way and why, how he uses WhatsApp as a communication tool with parents. We talk about marketing and selling junior memberships, and this is an important topic that we spend quite a bit of time discussing. We talk about selling, we talk about pricing the junior memberships and how to grow the membership, what offer can clubs create to attract and retain juniors as members. We also talk about referring students to other coaches and how that fits into his business. Paul has a lot of experience both as a coach and through the foundation he's working for, so I'm pretty sure this is going to be a treat for everyone listening. Hope you enjoy my another interview with Paul Aitkens. Okay, Paul, so we spoke last time about your role at the Golf Foundation, but let's talk about you as a coach. What's your coaching background?
My name's Paul Aitkens. Aside from working for the Golf Foundation in my full-time job, I also have a coaching business on the side, which is called Enrichment Golf. So a bit of background for that, and my coaching is we specialise, or I enjoy coaching, or I like to specialise particularly in beginners junior golf, beginners adult coaching, and also then some special needs stuff or disability stuff. So I do a lot of work with children who've got Down syndrome, but then also being a sign language user, I've also got a clientele of deaf ladies and also a clientele of deaf men. So my coaching it's quite broad, but at the same time, I like it to be quite specific and in certain areas. And the whole ethos or the whole idea behind Enrichment Golf is basically to provide opportunities for golfers to increase their ability to be able to play golf, but also to be able to use golf to help them within their lives, whether that be helping them through social skills or enabling them to be able to communicate or meet up with people, particularly within kind of the junior stuff that I do and also the disability stuff that I do. It's a really good opportunity to get people together and kind of just let golf get in the way. Let them use that as a social time to catch up with each other or meet new people, and certainly in particular with kind of the ladies deaf coaching that I do, that is very much aimed and based around the women they're catching up with each other. They're coming from all over the country to come for these lessons. It's a great time for them, yes, to improve their golf and learn how to play golf, but that social element of meeting up beforehand, then doing the golf lesson and then staying after to socialise is such an important factor to the coaching. So that's kind of the way that I look at coaching and how I foresee it being. I want to provide people with not necessarily groundbreaking information or the stuff that people on tour are working on or anything like that. I simply just want to provide these people, these juniors, with the skills and the ability to enjoy the game and to see what other social benefits that there are to be had with golf. And then once I get a pupil that I think I can't help them anymore, that would be then where I would pass them on to a pro who I think would be able to progress them or help take that golfer to whatever the next level is, where they see themselves going. So that's kind of that's where I see myself in the market. That's where kind of enrichment golf, that's where we see ourselves in the market, kind of creating new golfers to hopefully then feed on, whether that be paying a green fee or joining a golf club, but then also providing that social opportunity for all people to get together and kind of really enjoy that side of golf, which is something that I'm really passionate about, and I kind of think it's not represented enough in kind of the fantastic benefits that golf has to offer in that area.
So clearly on the participation side and the performance is almost like it's there, but it's not the priority for you. Interesting what you said, that you would pass on a junior if you think you no longer can help him. That's very interesting. Two questions regarding your what you do day to day. One, would you advertise your sessions in that way, so focusing more on the participation social side, or is that something that you do but you'd not necessarily talk about?
A bit of both. I mean, certainly within the junior coaching that we do, we encourage parents to stay, and we have that social element within the parents, because there is with the parents, I've got a WhatsApp group with all of the parents. So there is very much that social side to it. The joint the group coaching is very laid back. It's a typical hour session might consist of 10 minutes warm up, half an hour, 35 minutes golf, 10, 15 minutes cool down, having a chat with the parents or talking to the juniors. It's nothing, it's not standing in a line and the kids are hitting balls for an hour and their hands have got blisters on and they're kind of like, well, this is a bit rubbish. We've got lots of different activities that are happening while the lesson's happening. So, that could be me having a conversation with some of the kids while the other kids are hitting. It could be, for example, some of the kids might be hitting golf balls, but the rest of us, we're having kind of like a skipping ropes. We're doing skipping competitions, or we might be telling jokes to each other. We might be singing along to whatever their favorite song is, or something like that. It's really, really laid back, and it's almost trying to create a community of golfers that can just enjoy everything about being at the golf club, whether that be out playing on the golf course, playing 18 holes, 36 holes, or whether that be out on the golf course just playing maybe 3 holes and then going into the clubhouse after. It's very much about that. Whether or not I advertise it like that, I wouldn't say so. I would just say, particularly with the junior stuff, it's just advertised as fun and informal junior coaching, with the aim of getting the parent or the decision maker's little golfer into golf and into something that they can be hopefully sustained in, which will help them, as they move forward within their lives.
Mm-hmm. You said that you have a WhatsApp group for the parents. This is something I've heard about, and I was thinking about experimenting with this season. I was wondering how it works with your parents.
Yeah, sure. So, kind of like when a new child comes, or when we do a taster day or an open day, any child that then follows on and joins the coaching, obviously we have a booking form that the parents have to fill out, and it just simply asks on there, would you be happy to be part of a WhatsApp group? Yes or no. And then we give them some information if they wanted to leave the group, what they have to do, and all they do is they then just join the group. And I'll post, for example, the next block of lesson date. If I've got anything happening, or if the academy's got anything happening during the school holidays, if we're running any social events, and kind of if any of the kids go away and stuff. We also do, particularly in the summer holidays, if any of the juniors go away or I'm not going to see them for a period of time, we also do, it'll be the chance for parents to share videos and photos of the juniors playing golf, away from the lessons. And we offer prizes for that as well. And I've had this conversation with pros before, and a lot of them go, "Oh, well, what if a parent doesn't use WhatsApp?" So up until this point, we haven't had a mother or father or grandparent who hasn't said that they won't be part of the WhatsApp group. So for all of the juniors that we've got in the coaching, we've either got mum or dad or granny or grandpa that are in that WhatsApp group. So from me as a tool, I use that now. I don't use email. I just simply use WhatsApp. Everything goes out on the WhatsApp. There's a nice consistent chat happening throughout the week. It's nothing crazy. Like, I'm never looking at my phone and I see I've got 30 unread WhatsApp messages, nothing crazy like that. And there's just a nice consistent thread of chat going through the group, keeping the parents engaged with maybe what we've got planned at the golf club, what we've got planned within the junior coaching, what we've got planned socially, what we've got planned out on the golf course. Just a really nice tool. And I can see as well, like you can see obviously when messages have been read and who's seen all the messages as well. So it's a really nice way for me to be able to see that, A, I'm getting some information across, but B, are they then seeing that information and taking action on it? So for any golf pro who doesn't do it, I would highly recommend it, just as long as it's only open to the parents and or their guardian or granny, grandpa, whoever brings them to the golf club or to their golf sessions.
I have to give it a go this season. So let's talk about your role in the club. Are you running sessions in one club or at various facilities?
So we do basically our sessions happen at across two facilities. So we have short game sessions, so chipping, putting, pitching, bunker play, on course play that happens at Fulford Heath Golf Club, which is it's a private members golf club based in kind of like the south of Birmingham. So we do that stuff there, but then we also have a link to a driving range where we do long game sessions. So long game sessions then happen at driving range, which is floodlit, covered, obviously. So then we can have the sessions happening whatever the weather. Unfortunately, at Fulford, there is long game facilities there, but they are more suitable if I was doing an individual junior session. They wouldn't work for a group of 8, or if I was doing a group of 8 juniors. The long game facilities, unfortunately, don't meet kind of the requirements that I want. So we do them. So we've got them going on at the driving range. The driving range has also got a par 3 course as well. So we haven't as of yet, but we have the option to run kind of short course par 3 events at the driving range as well. And just reiterating back on the WhatsApp group. So during the week, what I'll do is I'll see what's going on with the weather, or see what's going on at the golf club. Also see where I am within the coaching program, and then I will put on the WhatsApp group to all the parents on the Wednesday where the lesson's going to be. So I'll just, I'll say this week's lessons will take place at the golf club, usual meeting point, or I'll say this week's lessons will take place at the driving range, usual meeting point. And then most of the parents reply back with a thumbs up emoji or like, great, see you then. And then I'll just add a little reminder message in there on the Friday as well. So our coaching happens on Saturdays. So I'll just put another little reminder in there on a Friday as well.
Is that one group of juniors, or do you separate them in different groups?
We have different groups. Mm-hmm. And they're not split up into any particular age range or ability. It's for me anyway, it's more about trying to fit golf within the family timetable. So if I've got a kid that can't come from 9 till 10 because they've got another activity, or mum or dad's got to drop their sister at swimming or gymnastics, then we are really flexible to say, right, well, no problem at all. They can come to one of the later groups. I hear a lot of coaches and again, this is all personal preference, but you hear about a lot of coaches that they only do age specific coaching or ability based coaching. I kind of I understand that model, but at the same time, I like it to be I like to do it so golf is as flexible as we are, as flexible as the academy. We are as flexible as we can be, so that the parent can fit golf for their son or daughter into their family timetable, which within most families, with all the activities that all of their kids are doing, is pretty crazy. So yeah, flexibility is a kind of a real thing that we try to pride ourselves on, and we try to be as accommodating as possible for parents or grandparents to be able to bring their little golfer to the sessions.
So your sessions are sort of like the first step for a child to get into golf. How do you think it should work to get a junior playing golf more seriously? How do you make them a member, or should you?
Sure. So what I do, or what the academy do, what we do at the golf club. I'm lucky in that I've got a golf club and I've got coordinators with me who are really kind of proactive and really want to get juniors at the golf club. We want juniors to be members of the golf club. That kind of fits in with what the golf club wants, and that also fits in with the ethos that we've got within Enrichment Golf. So regardless of the age, we want that junior to join the golf club. We want them to be out playing on the golf course. Like I've said, whether that's playing in 1 hole, 2 holes, 3 holes, 5 holes, 6 holes, 9 holes, 12 holes, 18 holes, 16 holes. We've got at the golf club, we've got the ability for juniors to be able to play kind of near enough as many holes as they want. But we've got loops, as I've just mentioned there. There's loops of holes that juniors can go and play depending on their ability. We've also got, obviously, most golf courses have got them, but we've got junior tees out with a measured course. And we also gave the juniors we did a competition in which the juniors were able to then name that golf course. So we've got the blue tees, and one of the juniors came up with the Blimp course. So the course is called the Blimp course, and it's named after. I didn't even know this, and it was really good coming from a 7-year-old boy teaching me. But it come from where Fulford Heath is, in Withall. Back in the day, there used to be a blimp station there, which was to do with stuff during the Second World War or something like that. So it was really insightful. So yeah, so we've got the blimp course. Juniors can come. Juniors, when they join the golf club, they're then able to come and play on that. We have activities happening, whether that be competitions or whether that be just going out on the course or playing, or whether that be a competition, but it's not scorecard based. We've got those kind of activities happening out on the golf course. And the way we look at it is, we as a golf club have, and me as a coach, if a junior gets to a point where I don't think I can help them, we have got no problem in saying, right, go and see this pro, because we feel that they can help take you further. To us, it doesn't matter if they're at another golf club, because we feel that our junior offer at the golf club is strong enough to maintain or to retain or to keep that junior coming up to our golf club. So in regards to kind of coaching wise, moving them on, we've got absolutely no problem with that. When would I move a junior on to a different pro? Be a number of things, really. It would be, how do I feel about it? As a coach, reflecting on sessions that I'm having with them, or when I see them out playing. Are they getting any better? Are they getting the enjoyment from it? Being the main point, are they still coming up to the golf club as regularly as they are? If we're seeing them things starting to dip, and that might be based around performance, then A, would look to move them on then. B would be maybe obviously trying to take into consideration parents. Parents can sometimes be tricky to handle. So sometimes some parents maybe think, well, what we want him or he or she wants to be playing in the county or wants to be playing, nationally. What can you do? And kind of that would be to a point where I would say, well, you can, we can look at doing this, but I think personally, as a coach, as a pro, there are better people that would be able to help you do this. So that's then where we would refer them on. But in regards to membership, yes, we agree within the golf club and within the academy. Yes, we agree to membership. We like to see juniors members of the golf club, regardless of what age they are, regardless of their ability. Just because of all, obviously, the chance for them to play on the golf course, but also the social elements to it. So yeah, we are all for junior membership, whatever the ability, whatever the age. We would like to see them within the golf club.
You mentioned quite a few times other people involved in this process. It's difficult to do it as a one man band in a way. Who do you think is like crucial in the club and outside the club, as you mentioned, like other pros maybe, whose support is crucial for the junior membership to grow?
Sure. So I mean, I spoke about it briefly in our previous podcast, but a lot of the stuff that, a lot of the marketing that I do, a lot of the way that the academy a lot of the way that the golf club advertises the junior membership is all based towards the decision maker. And, I bring this up a lot in meetings, and I don't think clubs or pros appreciate it and how strong a tool it is to actually appeal to the decision makers, because, they'll be the ones parting with their cash. They'll be the ones bringing, Grace or Noah up to the golf club on a regular basis. They'll be the ones, giving them the money to go in the golf club and buy, some food or buy a drink. So decision makers, parents, grandparents, aunties, uncles, parents, guardians, whoever's bringing them up, those are the ones that we've got to appeal to. Next off, if we have a look kind of within the golf club, I see it all week in, week out. The amount of golf pros that are working completely independently to their golf club is frightening. And kind of like there's no communication or there's no dialogue between what's happening at the golf club or what's happening between the pro staff. So within Enrichment Golf and Fulford, we've got a group of so we've got the main junior organizer, who kind of sits kind of at the top of the table with myself, and the junior organizer is the kind of my port of call at the golf club. So if I've got any ideas or anything that I'd like to see implemented at the golf club within the juniors, I will go to the junior organizer. The junior organizer will then pass that on within the golf club to, whatever loops or hoops we've got to jump through committees, or, if it needs to go to the, board of directors, or if it needs to go to the secretary or whatever, that the junior organizer is kind of that middle person. And then branching off of that, we've then got some coordinators who kind of work alongside us, who maybe give up, let's say in a month, 3 or 4 hours a month they give up. And they help us to coordinate events, whether that be social events, events out on the golf course, through short course competitions or academy competitions, or inputting the scores for the main junior competitions or the West Midlands. Well, what we have in Birmingham anyway, the West Midlands League. So we've got coordinators who are then helping us to basically run the junior section. So we're kind of looking at maybe about a team of 7 of us within the golf club that are working together to provide a junior offer that covers the whole of the junior section. So it's really important to understand you've got the whole of the junior section. So within that, you've got your kids at the bottom. So your new kids, maybe your kids that are playing 6-hole comps, that kind of stuff. Then you've got your kids that are, playing 9 or 12 holes. Then you've got your regular ones, your ones that are good enough and are playing 18 holes and are playing in junior comps and men's comps and women's comps. And then you've also got your juniors who are members of the golf club, but you never see them. So you've got to try and re-engage them to get back up into the golf club. So it's kind of, we've got a team at the golf club that are focused on, again, the whole of the junior section, not just one particular area. We are the golf club, Enrichment Golf. We are trying to cover, and we are trying to provide a service. We're trying to provide value in that membership to cover every single junior who fits into the category of junior membership. And it's such a key role. It's such a key part of any junior membership within a golf club. And I see it so often when I visit pros, and you're kind of like, right, who's the junior organizer? And they go, me. It's the pro. The pro can't sell a junior membership when he's doing his junior coaching, because he or she's got to do their junior coach, and then they've got to be back in the shop afterwards, or they've got to coach. They've got another lesson that they've got to do. It's really difficult if you're a pro and you're doing your junior section and you're the only person doing it. You're taking 2 steps forward, but 1 step back near enough every week. And so it's really important to have that kind of key personnel within the golf club supporting you, and from parents supporting you as well, to make it all possible.
What about the membership sales? Who do you think should be let's say, the person not responsible, but who might have the best access to selling membership?
Yeah. So again, this varies. So it can come from the pro, or it can come from even like one of the junior organisers or junior coordinators. So personally, how we do it is it would be I'll be running the coaching session. The main junior organizer will come up to one of the coaching sessions every 6 weeks. And then what I do is I will just say to them, as the kids are doing the activity or whatever they're doing within their session, I will just say to Dave, the junior organizer, I'll be like, look, Dave, Max is ready to join. Eleanor's ready to join. Ella's ready to join. I'll then provide the junior organizer with the names of mum or dad or granny or grandpa. And I'll just say, look, would you be able to go and talk to whoever about junior membership? And then sure enough, Dave will go off. He'll have a chat with them about junior membership. He'll have all of the forms. They'll fill out the forms and explain to them what are the benefits of being a junior member at the golf club. What perks do they get for that? And sure enough, it's a great deal. It's very, very for junior membership in the area. We are very, very competitive against other golf clubs in the area. Parents look at it and kind of go, well, it's a bit of a no-brainer. So we've then got that child into a membership. We will try and sell memberships at certain times of the year as well. So, for example, just gone here in Birmingham at the start of December, we had some pretty horrendous snow. So we were selling, the time when you're, the start of December, you don't think you're going to sell a membership, but we sold just under £1,000 worth of junior memberships, and we were selling them as Christmas presents. So it was a nice, easy little stocking filler for mum or dad or granny or grandpa to buy for their little golfer. Was a junior membership. It came in a little gift box, and in that gift box it had their welcome booklet, their card to get them in and out of the clubhouse and to get them discount on food and drinks, a sleeve of balls, a ball marker, a Fulford Heath Golf Club ball marker, a Fulford Heath Golf Club pitch repairer, and also a personalised junior bag tag. So they don't have the same bag tag as all of the adults, which is, a little plastic disc with a sticker on it that they have to put a different year sticker on every time. Their own, a junior only one specific for the junior section. So kind of like a personalised junior bag tag. And that all came up in a nice little gift box. And, the kids were then able to unwrap that on kind of Christmas Day. And sure enough, they all come up the golf club with their new bag tags on their bag. So yeah, using different times of the years to sell them. So for example, when maybe looking at as a pro, when is it one of the kids' birthdays? Okay, in the build up to their birthday, could you maybe say to mum or dad, look, I've noticed from my records, Eleanor's birthday's coming up. Would you be interested in buying her a junior membership as a birthday present? It's real little things that you can do. And if it's the pro that's selling the junior membership, what possibilities or what options are there for the pro to get on some sort of commission with the golf club for selling junior memberships? Particularly over here within England, it's quite common within golf clubs, particularly private members golf clubs, for pros, to be awarded commission for selling a full adult junior membership. For selling a full adult membership. Could the same not be done for a assistant pro or whoever is doing the junior coaching for selling a junior membership? Yeah, there's not as much money in it as a full adult membership, but it's certainly a nice way for a pro to kind of earn some, earn some extra, earn a living from it. So I would certainly kind of maybe get pros to think about that and, have that discussions with their golf clubs and see if that is something that they could get introduced.
How do you think the junior membership should be priced compared to the full-time adult membership? Because we've all seen anything from like pretty high junior prices up to like free membership for juniors under, let's say, 16.
Yeah, sure. Great question. I would look at it from a couple of different ways. I would look at as a golf club, what is the golf club's junior offer? If it's rubbish, then within most, not all golf clubs, but generally, if the junior membership's free, it's kind of because there isn't a very strong junior offer. So a lot of golf clubs will just give it out for free. What you then get with free junior memberships is you get, all of the members sign their kids up to it, but then none of them are actually play at the golf club. So they might have 150 kids on the books as members, but they might have only 10 that are active members at the golf club. So that's generally what free junior membership is. Personally, I'm not a fan of free junior membership. I don't advocate it. I would always, whenever I'm seeing golf clubs or whenever I'm having discussions with Fulford, we would go away from that and we would try to add value to our offer, which can then lead to putting a price to it or adding an increment to the price of the junior membership. Things we've got to look at are kind of what are the perks, what are the benefits of being a junior member, what's on offer for the juniors, whether that be out playing on the golf course or whether that be social events happening at the club. Whatever your offer is at the golf club then dictates what the price is. If they're getting some stuff for joining, so for example, I don't know, if they're getting, let's take for example at Fulford when we did that Christmas box, we had to take into consideration the price of that, and then we had to take into consideration the fact that obviously there is an affiliation fee which is paid out as well to the unions and the associations over here in England. So there is a percentage of that membership fee that the golf club won't even see either. So we've got to make sure that we're doing that as well. Because if a golf club, for example, is giving away free membership, it's actually costing the golf club money because the golf club have then got to pay that affiliation fee as well. So a lot of golf clubs or general managers or pros, they need to understand that if you're giving away something for free, it's costing the club money. What do parents pay for their kids to do other activities or be members of other clubs? Golf, you look at the space that if you think to all the people that are listening, you think of your golf clubs, the facilities that you've got, the space that you've got, if you're offering that for free, that's fantastic value for money, no getting away from that. But what is your offer? How is that then sustainable? And what's a junior going to do, or what's a parent going to do when all of a sudden junior membership's been free, but then they turn 18 and they've got to pay, or they turn 21 and they've got to start paying £300-400. I don't think you're going to retain that golfer, are you? Because they're going to be thinking, well, I've had golf free all my life. I'm possibly going to be playing even less because I've got family or I've started a job. Why am I going to pay that much money to be a member of the golf club? I think giving away junior membership creates problems later on within the life cycle of that golfer, and then ultimately the golf club. What's the most expensive price for a junior membership? How long's a piece of string? It depends on your facility. If it's a big name facility, then obviously they're going to charge a high price. I personally don't see anything wrong with charging between anything from, depending on age range, but I think anything from £90 to £200 for a junior membership. That's certainly what we're working towards at Fulford. I think that for a golfer, for a junior golfer, is still absolutely fantastic value for money. If they're playing once or twice a week, or if they're playing every day during the summer holidays, the Easter holidays, May half term, over here in the UK, in England anyway, that is fantastic value for money. So I'm all for putting a price to it. I'm all for pros and golf clubs, or I'm all for pros being able to make a living from doing junior coaching, as long as they're providing a service that is current and is actually of benefit to the children, or to the young golfers, to the members, and the parents can see the value that they are getting out of it. But yeah, definitely price your junior membership. Have a look at your offer. Is your offer any good or not? If your offer is no good, how can you make it better? So that might be where you would then look to speak to, going back to previous podcasts, you might look to speak to the Golf Foundation, or you might look to speak to England Golf if you're based within England, and see how they could help you to enhance your junior offer.
Awesome. Paul, we've covered a lot of meaty stuff. I've got loads of notes and things to think about. Any parting thoughts, anything you'd like to share that we haven't touched yet?
I just want to kind of a closing statement or a closing thought for people to think about. And it simply would just be, going into this year, how could you retain the juniors that you've got and increase your junior membership by, say, 5 to 10 kids? Have a think, have a sit down with your golf clubs, sit down with the other pros that you work with, or any pros in the region, and have a look at what you could do to make your junior offer within your facilities even better, to thus then get 5 or 10 kids to join. It isn't rocket science. It's not difficult. I just don't think, certainly within golf, I just don't think that some of the clubs or some of the facilities are going the right way about it. But just some food for thought: how could you increase your junior membership by 5 to 10, and how would you go about selling it?
That's awesome, Paul. Thank you very much for sharing your thoughts and experiences.
No problem. Thank you.
This is Wojciech again. Thanks for listening. If you don't want to miss any future episodes in this junior series, subscribe to the podcast or sign up to the mailing list. You can find all the links on ParticipationCoaching.com/subscribe. If you have any suggestions on future guests or just any feedback on the podcast in general, feel free to shoot me an email at hi@ParticipationCoaching.com. Thanks for listening again, and I'll hear you next time. Music in this episode came from bensound.com.